Before we go on with this video, man, we have to talk about what's going on, right? Everyone's talking about Flamengo, even on Big Brother Brazil. Guys, I don't watch it. I'm not into it. I watched it many years ago, but I don't like it these days. But when I found out, I said, man, we have to talk about it because first of all, Babu is a die-hard Flamengo fan. And then there's Capetinha there, damn. Edelson, who played for Flamengo. And it was obvious that the topic would be Flamengo. It was as obvious as 2 + 2 is 4. What else would the topic be but Flamengo? So Babu, a Mango fan, talked with Edelson Capetinha. And then the two of them were talking. Babu commented about Caio. Jorge praised Jorge Carrascal's soccer skills and emphasized the need for more signings. We need to finish this, God willing, to strengthen the squad and improve rotation with the starters. And then Babu explains, for Edilson, we played 77 games in 2025. If Caio comes, Jorge Vagabundo will be upset. Carrascal hasn't played 100 yet. When he hits his 100, then Capetinha will say, man, you're asking for too much. Then Babu says, no, I'm not saying he played badly, but when you get a 100-game performance from him, he's phenomenal. Carrascal Sol is at the end of his career, but he's still a machine. Then Capetinha says, you're asking for too much. Capetinha is talking too much about signings. Confused, he asks, where are we going, brother? I don't want to be second place. I have to get more out of it. Then Capetinha wants more signings, and he says, I want to rotate so nobody gets tired. Flamengo has players who never tire. The team maintains both pace and quality. And I understand Babu. Babu did really well on this one. So Flamengo can't slack off, can't let the ball drop. Flamengo is doing really well. If we think about what Flamengo has done in the last few seasons, the titles that Flamengo won in 7 years, 3 Brazilian championships, 3 Libertadores, 2 Brazil Cups, 2 or 3 Super Cups, 3 Super Cups won in 7 years, then 4 or 5 Carioca championships. Man, that's crazy, dude. They won a Recopa, Challenger Cup, Derby of the Americas, man. Flamengo is unstoppable. What Flamengo won in 7 years in terms of titles, not even in the 80s did we manage that. Man, so I even understand what Babu is saying, and I really agree with him that Flamengo needs to be in a position like this. They had to go into overtime, change the players. You keep that momentum going, right? That's really important. It's great. And man, I don't watch it, you know? Big Brother Brazil, I'm not following it, but for the Mango fans who are watching, man, Babu represents them, right? I don't even have to say who I'll root for, right? Capetinha said he played for Flamengo, but we know he's not truly Flamengo. So, man, they need more. They need to sign more players. You're surprised, right? People are getting scared by what Flamengo is doing. This move to bring in Lucas Paquetá is scaring everyone. The whole soccer world. It's not just Brazilians. Everyone worldwide is like this. Even Premier League players. Like, wait, what's going on? They've already noticed. Impressive. Up in the clouds, huh? Up in the clouds, I think so. Zanotto Dia is being born here, and I'm thinking that Flamengo is up in the clouds, and it's not just because of the titles they've won. It's not arrogance, and a lot of people still haven't realized what's happening. First of all, they go after the biggest standout in the offensive sector of a rival from Brazil. And then they go there and create one. An absurd situation over there where they have to raise the salary, lower the release clause at the end of the year. It creates a whole situation at Cruzeiro regarding Caio Jorge. And this move has already scared a lot of people. It either didn't work out or it got what it wanted. There are, two sides to the situation. A lot of people, right? You can already see Flamengo inflating the rival clubs, right? The salaries of the rival clubs are inflating the market. It's something that only they could handle. And this move now with Lucas Paquetá, let's believe it's close. From what, do you get it? Boto's joke is that if Flamengo comes to an agreement with the player, we know that Paquetá wants to come back, that West Ham is willing to negotiate, but now it's a matter of values and all that. The information we have is that they would accept 43 million euros. Flamengo is trying for a little less, but anyway, the message Flamengo is sending to the market right now is this: I can go there to the biggest league in the world, the Premier League, and bring in a player who is a starter for the Brazilian national team, who could be a starter for the world champion team. Who says he can't? Ancelotti can bring in a player that Chelsea, Aston Villa, Tottenham, everyone wants to sign in this biggest league in the world. Flamengo can go there and bring this player. It's spending 43 million euros. We don't know how much. But Flamengo, and I think Flamengo has to go all in. Flamengo has to bring him, not just because of bringing in a player from the Premier League. I'll explain why, but I think the most important thing about all this is that we see a consistent movement. A clear movement that Flamengo wants to show its top 5 in the world, that it has the ability to buy players from clubs it never imagined it could sign from. And we can see a consistent movement so that by maintaining 2.1 billion a year, 2.3, it's a movement for the near future. Flamengo bringing back someone like Vini Jr., for example. Are you dreaming? No, I'm not. Flamengo bringing Lucas Paquetá back at his peak with other Premier League clubs wanting to sign him sends a message. Of course, in 2, 3, maybe 4 years, still in great form, Flamengo could try to bring him back even paying more. Because what Flamengo is making in annual revenue in 3 years, the surplus will be much bigger and Flamengo will only increase that revenue. And soon they'll be able to choose which of their former players to bring back, and soon that might not even happen anymore. Because, for example, I was thinking earlier about João Gomes. Soon Flamengo will go there and bring João Gomes back again. Then I thought, wait a minute, I love João Gomes. There's this thing that Vini Jr. and Lucas Paquetá have, that they love the jersey. Besides all their quality, they have love for the jersey. And then you bring in the players you consider top in their position, some who are starters for the national team, like Lucas Paquetá and Vini Jr. Sometimes you reach a point and wonder, should I bring this guy? João Gomes is also on the national team, and Viri Mestre is being called up too, right? But soon, Flamengo won't even bring back some players anymore, because Flamengo will only go after the top player in each position. And what about this possible return of Lucas Paquetá? He is someone who has another very interesting aspect, which I think few people have talked about. It's not only about how much Flamengo is paying. What Flamengo is bringing is what Flamengo is bringing to him to further increase its revenue. God willing, we won't have another pandemic like we did in 2020. And it's worth pointing out that the previous management was really unlucky with the 2020 pandemic, because that was the year Flamengo was supposed to double its revenue. Regarding ticket sales, on match day, Flamengo had everything in place to double them. All the fans in Brazil and around the world who support Mengão, and even those who don't, they wanted to see that Jorge Jesus team, the 2019 champions playing in 2020, surpassing themselves, getting even better, but they couldn't because of the pandemic, empty stadiums. Then Jorge Jesus left, all of that was undone. Now Flamengo, under BAPE, rebuilt everything, even won more titles than that 2019 Jorge Jesus Flamengo. And just imagine now with Lucas Paquetá joining, the year after so many spectacular titles, Flamengo having Lucas Paquetá, and imagine what the ticket sales will be like. Imagine the broadcast of Flamengo's games abroad. Imagine the audience for Flamengo pay-per-view. Not just Flamengo fans, everyone will want to see this team play. Match day ticket sales, 2026. If Paquetá comes back, my friends, guys, we're talking about massively increasing the club's revenue. Everyone wants to see the 2025 Flamengo back on the field, and if Paquetá comes, forget it, forget it. That's the thing, man. That's the final blow. That's the final blow. And there's another situation. Paquetá solves Pedro's problem. What do you mean, Paparazzo Rubro-Negro? Paquetá solves Pedro's problem. He plays as a false nine like no one else, like no one else. My friend's Lucas Paquetá, he gets into the box like few others. He's a midfielder, a player who fulfills the role. If you need Arrascaeta, he would be another option there. If you don't have Arrascaeta, he gets into the box, scores goals, shoots. He plays as a pivot, he plays as a false nine. My friends, Lucas Paquetá. In addition to these moves, Flamengo would signal to both the Brazilian and international markets. I'm here, okay? I'm here and I can take your player, I'm here. And I'm a giant, not just in Brazil, a global giant, a top 5 in the world. The message that Flamengo sends is much bigger. It's much bigger than just being there with a team that will keep fighting for everything and leaving the rivals scared, because with Lucas Paquetá's arrival, Flamengo manages to raise the level even more, which was already high. That's it. I wanted to bring this analysis here because it's much more than just a simple move of paying 43. I don't know how many millions of euros it will be to bring back, to repatriate a homegrown player and bring in someone who is a starter for the Brazilian national team. A player who still has a market in the Premier League with clubs in Europe and the Premier League wanting him. It's much more than that. It's a move that has several nuances, several very important aspects, like I've already mentioned. Ticket sales, jersey sales, which I hadn't mentioned yet. Here, you have quality, an increase in the team's quality. You also send a message and position yourself globally. Besides the television audience, besides the audience is exactly what you just started doing. Look at the other move, the last important move we need to talk about here. I mentioned the coup de grace, but there's one last move. Did Flamengo just make a move? Spanish, English, and João Guilherme commentary will be available along with international footage. I'm living abroad and have already watched the last game with commentary and footage. Now just imagine fans in Europe and Asia follow Flamengo because of Lucas Paquetá. Thanks, that's it. Did you like the video and content? I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications by clicking the bell, and leave a cool like on the video. Greetings, Bruno Negras. This is Flamengo reminding you our sponsors are in the pinned comment. You can lose weight healthily with Mais Cabello and also try the Mais Slim Weight Loss Program. I want to invite you to travel to follow Mengo with a Roldo's Caravan, man. They won't let you down. They're amazing. So get your travel quote right now. Recopa, Supercopa, Brasileirão et Maracanã, with tickets for Copa do Brasil, Libertadores, Recopa, et Maracanã Carioca. A Roldo's Caravan does all that. Do you want to rent a car in Florida? New car, the whole fleet is brand new, spectacular. They've got Cybertruck, they've got luxury cars. It's with Maps Rent a Car, okay? Get the best quote right now. Check the pinned comment and description for the link. For those who missed Flamengo's replay yesterday, I'll show you their training session from Ninho do Urubu, which our team recorded, okay? You'll see footage of Mengo's relaxed training as Flamengo returns from vacation in great form. Here's our coverage of their session.
Good afternoon, everyone.
We're in this together.
Flamengo, and Flamengo players gathered. Oh, is Vitão's corridor happening now? Oh, Vitão just arrived, going through the gauntlet. Vitão's defender and back. That's it. It's back and forth. Look, Bodo is coming over there too, huh? That's it. Notice the chat. Same thing every time. Felipe Luis is in the middle, Rodrigo Caio at the end, and now Ivan Palanco is joining. Oh, it's Ivan Palanco going through the gauntlet and all the assistants. Look at that. And do you think Felipe will go too? Oh, it's Felipe, or is it Rodrigo Caio? It's Felipe Luis going through the gauntlet. And really, Flamengo's season has officially begun. The first Flamengo players to step onto the field this season are Jorginho Alexandre and Everton Cebolinha. Behind the goalkeepers, Diogo Alves, Agostinho Rossi, and two youth goalkeepers, all with shaved heads. You can't even recognize them anymore. Who is it? Guys here in the center of the field. More players are arriving over there. De Rascaeta and Guilherme Varela, the Uruguayans at Mengo. Here, arriving for Monday's training session, the first training of Flamengo's professional squad this year. The players are debuting a new training uniform, both the players and the coaching staff members. Felipe Luis's assistants, Ivan Palanco, there in the background, all wearing the new training uniform of Clube de Regatas do Flamengo. More players are arriving there. We have Vitão arriving there, along with Emerson Royal, the former Aguirre from International, Flamengo's first signing in this transfer window. The Aguirre and Vitão, arriving here to train at the Ninho do Urubu Training Center, arriving together with Emerson Royal for today's training session. Next, we also have Everton Araujo and Eric Pulgar there. Everton Araujo attended Mengo's Carioca Championship debut against Portuguesa in Volta Redonda yesterday. He already came down the mountain early in the morning and is there with Eric Pulgar, arriving for Monday's training and also coming over there. Jorge Carrascal, the Colombian midfielder, who this year should have a big challenge in his life, which is the match between Colombia and Portugal. He could face Cristiano Ronaldo in the World Cup, and Carrascal is also at today's training. Now Samuel Alino is also arriving here, the left winger from Flamengo, and then the Atletico de Madrid player also arriving here for today's training. And in the background we can see the construction work at the Ninho do Urubu Training Center, the creation of new fields. The training center is not the field of the mini stadium. These are new fields that are being built. But in that area we're recording, it's not where the Flamengo mini stadium will be built, which will host youth and women's football matches. More players are arriving, including Leleo's crew, Leleo Pereira and Leleo Ortiz. Midfielder Alan is in talks to leave the club and is being pursued by São Paulo and Corinthians. Alan. And then, right after the top scorer Pedro Guilherme, he was the first of the players to arrive for training. He, who returned last week, is really slim, as Bruno Castanha noticed. Pedro Guilherme is looking very fit. Leleo Ortiz, who recently got married, and Leleo Pereira, who was at Ortiz's wedding, just joking around. The players are arriving there for training, and there's more people coming here. Where is Bruno Henrique? Bruno Henrique, 27, the red-black idol. He's the one leading this group here. Right after Luis Araujo and Michael, who is another player that might leave the club. Michael has been getting inquiries from Santos. There's interest from Santos in Michael. He might end up playing with Neymar and Gabriel Barbosa in the future. For now, the Flamengo player is here for today's training. Shortly after, another player who's also keeping an eye on the World Cup, Gonzalo Plata, arrived. He's a player who's been called up almost every time by coach Sebastiano Becachese. Over in Uruguay, Gonzalo Plata might play in this year's World Cup. And look, they're doing the traditional rookie prank. The traditional rookie prank for Flamengo players, the first prank of the year. Look at Michael juggling the ball. The guy's doing the first rookie prank of the season here.
After the good morning runner.
And look, apparently almost the entire cast is here. I still haven't seen Ayrton Lucas.
Danilo isn't here.
Right? Danilo and Saul aren't here because they're injured. We already knew that, but the surprise is that, at least for now, we're not seeing Ayrton Lucas.
Lucas isn't there, but he's at the club because he arrived. We saw him when he got there.
Let's find out what happened with Flamengo's number 6 regarding these players running laps on the field. Flamengo, here in February, is already competing for the Supercopa Rey and also the Recopa Sudamericana titles. And if I'm not mistaken, the Taça Guanabara final is also in February, right? Bruno Castanha, I think there are 3 titles in total that can be contested next month. Even if the Taça Guanabara isn't as important as before, a title is still a title, right? And here we have the first run from the Mengo players, remembering that the players have already been doing club-guided activities since last week. An exercise plan was sent to the athletes. Some did it at home, others at the gym, and others, like Pedro Guilherme, the one in the center of the image. Using the facilities at Sete Ninho do Urubu, Flamengo players doing their first activities, that warm-up routine, and then here at the Urubu Training Center, under the guidance of fitness coach Diogo Linhares, watched by coach Felipe Luis. Apparently, as we can see here, no player is overweight even after coming back from vacation. Everything, it seems, is in order. And then we see that among the athletes on the professional roster, another absence is also Alassian's, but that one is explained. Alassian played yesterday against Portuguesa for the Carioca Championship, and right now he's with Flamengo's alternate team, the under-20 team coached by Bruno Pivetti. Alassian is doing a recovery session today because he played the full 90 minutes in the match against Portuguesa. Players around here: Alan, Jorginho, Cebolinha, Michael, Leo Pereira, Luiz Araújo, Bruno Henrique, Emerson Royal, Samolino. On the other side over there, it's the same guys, right? They're taking turns. And we have Vitão here, look, in the center of the image, right behind Gonzalo. Plata is about to touch the ball now, the defender Vitão, Flamengo's first signing in this transfer window. Remember, goalkeeper Andrew arrives in Rio de Janeiro tomorrow. The goalkeeper who played for Gil Vicente, he's still under contract, right? But he's about to sign with Flamengo. Andrew, who came up through Botafogo's youth academy, arrives in Rio de Janeiro tomorrow.